Hey guys, I'm going to go over um, 3.1 with you guys. Pull that up, and we're going to go over the notes. So 3.1 is on angle measurement, and so here's some vocabulary on this. Let's go to the next page. So a plane is referred to as a mathematical concept describing an infinite set of points in space. So you're going to kind of think of it as a flat, smooth surface, like a piece of paper or a window plane or a tabletop, something flat, okay? It's a 2D dimension. An angle is a measure of the size of an opening between two intersecting lines. So this looks like an angle. And as you can see, the vertex here is this little spot right here is the point of the intersection in an angle. And then you have the sides of the angle. And these are the lines for the opening, okay? An angle is identified by either the vertex letter in the middle or the vertex letter only, or you can also name it as the letter number placed inside the angle. So there's a lot of ways to write the name of the angle, okay? So I'm going to write a couple of ways to write these here. So let's just take a look. So you could write this as angle ABC. You always want your vertex to be in the middle, or you could also say CBA. Again, the vertex is in the middle. You could call this angle B. And if there's a letter here, a number here, not all of them have numbers, but you could also call this as angle 1, okay? So this one you can name it as angle H, or angle 2, or angle MHS. Again, the vertex is in the middle, or angle SHM. Any of these would be acceptable for this angle. All right, and then this one you could call it angle BUC, or angle CUB, or angle 3, or angle U. All right, so I want you guys to take a minute and name this angle and show 3 different ways to name it, okay? All right, so one angle you could have was angle 4, or angle Y, or angle XYZ, or angle ZYX. All of those would be acceptable answers. All right, a degree is the basic unit measurement of an angle, okay? So 1 degree would represent 1 with a little degree. And if you're thinking about a clock, this represents 60 minutes, and they write minutes with a little apostrophe right here. So 60 minutes is 1 degree. And then 1 minute, okay, is the same thing as 60 seconds. So 1 minute is 60 seconds, okay? So if you have an angle with 62 degrees, 12 minutes, and 37 seconds, you're going to write it as 62 degrees, 12 minutes, and 37 seconds, okay? An acute angle is an angle that measures less than 90 degrees, okay? So an acute angle would look something like that, okay? And again, 90 degrees, a right angle is 90 degrees. This isn't exactly straight, but this would look like a 90 degree. You're always going to see this little box here. So an acute angle is going to have to fall in between these, so it's going to be less than that, 90. An obtuse angle is an angle that measures greater than 90 and less than 180, okay? So a straight line is 180 degrees. This is 180 degrees. So an obtuse angle is going to be greater than 90. So imagine right here is the 90, right? It's going to be greater than that. So an obtuse angle might look something like this, okay? 2 straight lines that intersect to form 90 degrees, or form two right angles is called perpendicular lines. So it would look something like this. Okay, it's going to form your right angles here. This is called perpendicular lines. And then I just went over a straight angle and a right angle. All right, vertical angles are when two lines that intersect and they form four angles. The two opposite angles are your vertical. So these would be vertical, and well, I wanted to get a different color, and these would be vertical. Okay, so angle 1 and 3 are vertical angles. Also 2 and 4, angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical angles. So what that means is that these angle measures are going to be equal. If they're vertical angles, they're going to be equal, okay? So that means angle 2 is going to be equal to the same measurement as angle 4, and angle 1 is going to be equal to the same measurement as angle 3. Two angles that are side by side are called adjacent. So angle 1 and 2 are adjacent, and that means that they form a straight line. Do you guys see the straight line right here? Okay, that means they add up to give you 180. So a couple more adjacent. Angle 1 and angle 4 are adjacent, okay? Angle 4 and angle 3 are adjacent, and angle 2 and angle 3, okay? So these are adjacent, these are adjacent, these are adjacent. That means they all add up to give 180 degrees. All right, a triangle is formed from three distinct line segments. The line segments are the sides of a triangle and they meet at the vertices. There are three angles in a triangle, and all three of these angles add up to give you 180 degrees. And this kind of shows you why. So imagine you have three angles here, and I moved all these line segments to form a triangle. That means that all three of these are going to add up to give you 180 degrees. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C is going to add up to give you 180 degrees. Okay, so you guys need to remember that in this next problem. So we want to find the missing angle, okay? Well, I know that all three angles add up to 100. So what I can do is I can add 128 degrees plus 23 degrees, and that's going to give us what? It's not going to give us, do that real quick. It's going to give us 151 degrees. So what do I have left over that's going to have to go here? Well, I know it adds up to give you 180, right? So you would have to do, okay, 180 minus 151, and that gives us how much? 29, okay? So that means this missing angle is going to be 29 degrees. All right, you guys take a second and do this one. All right, so again, we're going to do 65 degrees plus 30 degrees, and that's going to give us 95. And then we'll do 180 degrees minus your 95 degrees, and that's what's going to be x, which is left over, and that's going to give us 85 degrees. If you ever did this and it was more than 180 degrees, that means it's not a triangle, okay? All right, two lines are said to be parallel if they always are the same distance apart and never meet. So these are parallel, okay? Mine's a little bit crooked. A lot of times you'll see this on them, okay? And if they're cut by a line, this line is called a transversal line, okay? And from this, you can tell things about the angles. So alternate interior angles, interior means they're inside the parallel line. So alternate interior means that these are going to be equal to each other. So these are alternate interior and these are alternate interior. Notice this is 116, this is 116. This is 64, this is 64. And also notice these two angles here form 180 degrees. All right, another example of alternate interior. Let's just say this is 95, this would be 95, okay? And then this would be 85, and this would be 85, okay? Alternate interior. And I like to say alternate interior also can form a Z or a backward Z. So here's a Z right here, and then here's a backward Z. You see that? All right, then you have corresponding angles. So corresponding angles, imagine if you just slid this line right up, it would be in the same spot. So angle 1 and angle 2 are going to be equal to each other, okay? If this was 3 and 4, angle 3 would be equal to angle 4, okay? So if you just slid that right up, it would be equal. All right, so if you want to name the alternate interior angles here, the alternate interior would be angle 4 and angle 5, and then angle 3 and angle 6. Can't really read that great, but this would be angle 6, angle 3. Okay, those are equal, and their alternate interior angle 4 and angle 5. The vertical angles would be what are across from each other. So angle 1 and angle 4, angle 2 and angle 3, angle 5 and angle 8, and then angle 6 and angle 7. Okay, and then the corresponding angles, if I just slid this up, so let me get rid of some of this stuff. All right, name the corresponding angles. So if I slid this up, notice 1 and 5 would be in the same spot. That means they're equal. 2 and 6, 3 and 7, and then 4 and 8. Okay, I didn't realize I had written on this already, but let's see. Let's say we have this, and we have, this is angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and I know the angle 1 is 23 degrees. You should be able to find all the other angles from this amount. Well, if angle 1 is 23, I know the vertical angle is also going to be 23, so this is 23. And then I also know that 5 is also going to be 23 because these are interior, alternate interior angles. We know those are equal. And then if 5 is 23 degrees, then I know 7 is going to be 23 degrees. Okay. And then from this, I know that 8 is going to be 180 minus 23 degrees because we know that they create a straight line. And then that's going to be 157 degrees. Okay, and if 8 is 157, the vertical angle is 157 degrees. Okay, and then alternate interior, 4 is going to be 157 degrees, and then 2 is going to be 157 degrees. Okay, and that is it for 2.1. Okay.